Hey everybody, this is Kelly of Rojo Chief Clothing. Now, the reason why you see this picture up here is called Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Now, in this movie, it has many layers to it as far as magic is concerned, especially pertaining to American Indian sex magic, ancestral magic, dark magic, etc. It was really deep. Plus, they also had a reference to African people's magic as well in this film, because as you see here, this character, the woman, the witch, she has red around her. She's evil. She's obviously in her root chakra, and in the root chakra, we know that's the chakra that's known for lower level type of behavior, anger, envy, jealousy. But it is also responsible for sex energy as well, which is the creative force that we use in order to procreate, to create children. So in this movie, in another universe of the multiverse, in another reality, she was a mother. And in that area where she was a mother, she kept dreaming about being a mom, having two sons, this Wanda character. And she realized that a young lady, a teenager, who had two mothers by the name of America, that America, who in my opinion represents the American Indian population in the Americas, that this young lady was the object of scorn, of jealousy, of envy, of Wanda, this dark witch that wanted to be a mother and who wanted to change her fate. So in the movie, the woman, she wanted to sacrifice America. She wanted to get her powers. And even the man, Doctor Strange, well, one of the versions of Doctor Strange, he wanted to take the powers of America and give it to the multiverse. And if he would have did that, he would have sacrificed America's life. He would have took her life force away from her and her magic, her power, her everything. And he said that it was for the greater good. Her sacrifice, her death, was for the greater good of everybody else. But instead, what ended up happening was that version of himself that was willing to sacrifice her had ended up getting killed. And then America had ended up being saved. So Doctor Strange, you see that he wakes up from his bed. He thinks that he just had a dream, but he was actually dream walking through different realities, different universes. And then when he's walking around in New York City, he comes across America, and he tells her, he saves her life first. This other version of him saves her life from a monster. And they start talking to each other. And then he says that he had a dream. She told him no, it wasn't a dream. It was that he saw himself in a different reality of the multiverse. And the reason why was because America had came into his reality, into his dimension, into his part of the multiverse. Okay? So she came into his universe, this other Doctor Strange's universe. And America was thinking, how could she trust this version of Doctor Strange from another universe when the other Doctor Strange was so willing to sacrifice her for the greater good, allegedly, right, of everybody else. So at one point, they had to destroy the book that allowed Wanda to go through different universes. And also, they had to get a hold of a book and control of a book that was called the Book of Ashanti, which to me let you know that they was also tapping into black magic with African origin. And the interesting part was that Doctor Strange, he had to use the dead version of himself, the corpse of himself. He had to possess it and use demented entities in order to defeat Wanda. So in other words, he had to use black magic, dark magic from his root chakra, and ancestral necromancy in order to defeat Wanda, which I find very interesting. And we know that necromancy is a part of the American Indian spiritual culture, especially coming from Mexico. And I think that's the reason why they had this Mexican young lady play the role as America Chavez, and why they chose her to be of Latin American Indian descent. So basically, in this movie, I feel like this movie was about them using goddess fertility energy in order to be able to manifest what they want to manifest into this reality, and also to be able to have children. And as we know, there are fertility goddesses in the African culture, and there are also dark magic goddesses and fertility goddesses also within the American Indian culture as well. And then in the American Indian culture, you have necromancy, where we are dealing with and we use or utilize the energy of our ancestors in order to manifest what we want into our reality. Okay. And then you also have the thing of America, a female, as we know. I had talked about how they are kidnapping our children and women as well, young ladies, and they are using the organs in order to have children, and using the blood and also melatonin in order to have children, and also to be able to live, to survive certain illnesses. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm out.